Okay, figured I should do an update on last year's fence building activities around my wife's garden. Really both of our gardens, but she's the one doing most of the gardening, honestly. I focused on building these fences, which, as I said, were the original plan to build an actual raised bed garden, but she didn't want to wait, so she bought these prefab ones like these here. And so, decided to expand it, we can expand. But I wanted to show an update on some of the things that happened now. They've been up for about 11 months now, maybe in some cases 10, I guess, depending on when I completed them. You can see that there's some bowing to the wood here because most of the wood sold these days is young. And so what I did as I designed the fences is I designed them around this possibility. And so I can easily take these fences off this whole setup here. I can remove one section and I can actually pull the staples loose on one of the parts of the frame and take the screws out. I just did a simple butt joint. Take those screws out and replace it with a newly cut piece. Now in this case, as you can see, it's the one on the inside edge here that was bowed. So this frame here. So another thing I note after a year is that the screws that came with these latches that I found that I prefer to use. Yes, you can see these two are slightly misaligned, partly because this bowed, but also because when I installed one of these two, I had to offset it from the screws a bit there. So in any case, this will all be getting redone this year. But all of this is nicely, everything is put together with screws on this entire thing, including the 4x4s on the bottom here. These have temper screws going down in through them. This actual piece here, this might possibly be replaced as well and retrofitted, because I believe that this one has curved up. Yep, it has. On this end, as you can see, it has bowed up. And so that's causing a gap along the bottom of the fence there. Not big enough for anything to slip through of any concern, really. Possibly a chipmunk. But, so, there'll be some retrofitting this year that we'll do, but it's pretty easy to do. I can replace one of these sections of the fence sections, one of these posts, in probably under 10 minutes. Let's give it 20 minutes, right? Because obviously there's some time to do some things there in between. Here's another one that needs to be replaced. As for these screws that are rusting a bit, I would recommend if you use the same type of latches here that I actually found I found them on Amazon. I did provide them to someone who contacted me about it in a comment. Then one thing you could do is when these arrive, since nothing else rusted but those screws, is to, after you finish installing it, you could give it a slight little coating of some protective oil or something like that to keep it from rusting. Things you can do with that, or you can spray hit it with likely they were coated in advance, and just the process of screwing it in probably did enough scraping to expose it to allow it to rust. Here we have garlic. This is an herb garden in front of me. Variety of herbs in there. That one in the corner is trying to come back, I think. No, that's going to die. That's going to be replaced. These are the potatoes that we grew. We got 24 pounds of potatoes last year out of this one bed, which was only, I think, we only used 3/4 of the bed potatoes. And we had 2 rounds of potatoes yielded and got about I think it was about 24 pounds. Over here last year we had all sorts of things, beets and there were beets and carrots and all sorts of things. I'm trying to remember what she's growing in there right now. I think, yes, these are onions. All those tall stalks there, those are onions. I think there might be some carrots going in here as well right now. And as you can see, this one is really, really badly bowed. So anyway, that's an update or anybody who decided maybe they wanted to build this same design. Oh, one more thing I should point out is that in the corners of these of the 4x4s, I'll zoom in on it. In the corner down there, if you look through the grass, you can see that there are braces on the inside of each of the 4x4 joints, and that's how those were pulled together and joined up there. So again, to take any of these 4x4 pieces off, you just unscrew those, unscrew the timber screws, and then remove that piece, and then you can go cut a new piece and put a new piece in. And then the only thing you have to wrestle with is getting the timber screws realigned with the holes that were down at the bottom, right? Which I did last time, somehow easy, I don't know. But you can also just drill down through the section. So, that's the update.